What is up, survivors? We are back again with another mod review. Today's mod review is going to be the Prehistoric Structures mod. Now this adds a whole lot of structures and cosmetics and awesome, cool, fun stuff that we want to go over. This mod's actually been around for a little bit of time. It looks like it was posted up back in September 2019, but it is being taken care of. It is being updated. Things are being added, and it is still being taken care of. So you definitely want to check this out. This mod really adds just a lot of different building types and architectures, all based around kind of like a prehistoric feeling, caveman-esque, early tribalism sort of thing, and awesome looking stuff. So we're going to go over most of it and just about all of it and all the little cool things that are to attached. But to start off, you're going to get to craft these two benches. You're going to have a Prehistoric Structures crafting station, and then you're going to have the decor crafting station. So the decor one is literally just for all the cosmetic stuff, the beds, the cabinets, basically everything that's over here that we're going to talk about. That's this one. This guy is making all of the buildings, so all of this stuff. You're definitely gonna need both to make this stuff. So I don't have this. This obviously isn't beautiful. You guys know how we usually do the building mods. My main concern is that you see all the different types of buildings that you can make and how they may or may not work. This is the River Rock structure set. Now these are treated as stone structures for as far as you know what can blow it up and what can't. But this looks really cool. Basically, it looks like the river rock that you're normally seeing in Ark, the big, normal, smooth rocks that you can get a little bit of metal from periodically. But you have all the different structures that you would normally have. So you would have foundations, and that's what's on the bottom of here. You have the triangles, but then with a lot of the river rock, you have the option to do these where it has the rock on the top. But then you have an option to do something like this where it's flush, it's flat on the top too. So you get a lot of options with that. Or you still get triangle foundations, still get a railing, you still get a doorway with a door, and all the doors auto open and close, but you can actually change that in an INI file. But we'll that's going to be in their workshop page, but we'll have a link to it in the description so you guys can check that out too. This is actually like a flat. There's a couple different flat style roofs, and just kind of all these boulders that are set up. Looks really cool. Looks kind of like a hut that somebody dug out of a pile of rocks, which is really neat. The round window walls, there is actually round windows that you can place in. A lot of these doors are interchangeable and you can use them on different stuff. I just kind of have them free floating around on a couple different structures out here just so you can see what they look like. But you actually have these round door openings. This is actually what the pillar looks like. It seems to be every themed place has its own fireplace, and this is the River Rock fireplace. You have your sloped roofs, but again, kind of like what I was saying before, you have like a boulder-esque look and then like a flat top look, so you'll be able to do all that stuff. You get your sloped triangles, you get your regular flat roofs, you get your hatch frame, you get the hatch frame that's made out of boulders. This may seem a little weird at first, mainly because of probably how I laid it out, but I imagine you'd be able to make like a really cool base that from a distance it literally just looks like a pile of rocks, like would be incredibly deceiving for some people. All right, so next up we're going to talk about the Redwood, and this is the Redwood Cliff, I believe. This is all the Redwood Cliff? Yes, the Redwood Cliff. And this is all treated like stone structures, but basically this is redwood with like rock accents. It's kind of like when we say cliff, we don't mean like cliff tree platform. We mean like edge of a cliff with rocks cliff. But same deal, we have a couple more options on this side. So you now have the stairs, we still have the foundations with the triangle addition. We have like a bigger round doorway. We have even this huge round doorway that we can walk in and out of. We have a smaller one. We have a small window. We have a round window, a huge double round window, which I can't seem to open and close from here. There we go. So yeah, so we got a lot of different structures here, but basically same general structures, does obviously textured differently, but we get a lot more windows and doors out of this. You have two different slope roofs. You have more of a blocky slope roof and then a regular slope roof. Your ceilings, triangle ceilings, the inverted triangle, slope triangle. Down here's what the pillar looks like for these guys. And we have its own redwood fireplace down here, but a lot of different doors and windows. So we're starting to open up and get a bit more options. We have our giant dino or large dino gate here and our normal dino gate here. There's a bunch of different door sections. I just kind of grabbed two to slap them on there just for a comparison, just to see what they look with or without doors on them. But the other cool thing that I tacked onto this guy is actually this thing right here. So this is actually a grass skin that you can make to go over top of just about any of the other structures. You can make these to go over top to make it look like grass has grown over top of it, but there's flat walls and ceilings and doors and all sorts of other stuff. You can just do regular ground clutter, and some have flowers on them and some don't. Like, you can do some really cool stuff to make it look more camouflaged or more natural, which I like. Super cool. And we're not done yet. So this is the redwood. This is like the redwood section over here, and this is treated, these are treated like wood structures. So this is definitely your wood tier, so pay attention. You know, T-Rexes are going to break this if you're not careful. Back behind there is the two door frames. You have the large door and then, or the gates rather. You have the large gate and the regular gate. And coming down here, we have foundations, and we have triangle foundation, we have railings, we have a couple different types of doorways, a couple different types of walls, and the corner pieces, the slope roof, you know, same sort of stuff that we're going to expect out of everything else. But you do get a couple of stylized windows and wall sections. So the cool thing about these, and I didn't really talk about it over there, but it does apply over here. Some of these are large wall sections, so they're actually like 2x2 section of normal walls. So they'll cover a 2x2 area, and it's significantly bigger to cover a lot more area, a little bit more easier for you. That's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and the pillar down here, the pillar's pretty cool. But you can actually get the curtains to hang over top, which is a little unique. There's definitely a lot of styles, and they're kind of all over there. We'll talk about that later. I just wanted to throw a couple out there so you guys can check them out. This is the scorched earth structure set. So this does protect against heat, just like the normal, like the Adobe stuff does. But then this also is treated like stone. So pretty much does the same thing Adobe does. Treated like stone, protects you from the heat. And this looks just like the sandstone that we see in scorched earth. So I think it fits incredibly well. We have the giant gate. We have the small gate. We have all of the structures, foundations and stairs and doors and different types of doors, different types of windows and railings and sloped walls and big gates and little walls and pillars and the fireplace in here. Again, that's one of the other little accents, the curtain accents. A lot of different window accents, which I kind of like. I like not having the same window everywhere. I like that this mod has a lot of different types and shapes and sizes of windows and doors. It makes things a little less boring, and you don't see the same thing, you know. I like a mod like this because it lets you build in the biome of choice and really kind of theme your stuff a certain way. So I really dig that, and I think it definitely would make players more apt to have different types of structures, you know. Even if everyone was using like this on Scorched Earth, because there's so many different building options, you're probably still likely to see a decent amount of uniqueness. Coming over here, this is the I think this is the snow cliff set, right? Yeah, this is the snow cliff set. So this is treated like stone, and it's basically a stone cliff set, kind of like what to be expected of here, but it's textured a little bit differently to make it look like there's snow in and out of them. So your foundations actually, when you talk about the snow covered stuff, and there's obviously two sections of this, you'll have the option when you're making foundations and things to make it like just with like an internal foundation where there's no snow on it, or you can make like an external foundation where there's actually snow on it. Now there's really no difference as far as stat wise and what they actually do. It's purely cosmetic. So if you want to have snow covered foundations inside your house, then by all means go ahead and do it. But it does have different ones for your triangle foundations as well. You have the stone that's showing, and then the snow covered, the railings. And then we have a bunch of different types of oval shaped windows. This is more, I think this is labeled as an interior, or no? Oh, this is the circular doorway. Yeah, that's the circular doorway. This is actually the window wall right here. So this big, huge oval piece, which is, I don't know, I like that big oval window. I think that's amazing. You have a couple different types of doorways. We have ones that kind of have the snow on both sides. I think these are called just snow covered doorway walls, right? But I think these guys, two-sided. So when it says two-sided, it actually means that, so it's snow covered on one side, but it's not on the other side. So this is more for like an outdoor doorway, I guess, because it's snow on both sides, where this is more of your interior doorway. Like your door coming into your house should probably be like something like this. A lot of your walls and doors and stuff have solid stone, clean stone on the inside, and then your snow on the outside. So plenty of more wall sections. Like I said, you still have a large wall section. You'll have regular walls. A lot of different window options. Looks totally cool. And again, treated like stone structures, but looks gnarly. You have plenty of different ceiling options. I'm noticing, especially with one of these and then the scorched earth, you get a lot more window choices, a lot more window and door choices, which is always good in my book. We have the big gate in the back and the small gate. The other thing that we have added is the small we have the small and the large igloos. Now these igloos work just like tents, kind of like the scorched earth tent, but the opposite way around. They're there to provide heat once you're inside versus like to keep you cool and keep you out of the weather format. The idea is to keep you warm inside of those. So cool little temporary thing to have walking around with you when you're out in the Arctic biomes. Coming down here, we have the Fir Tree set. So the Fir Tree is pretty much treated just like wood. But the difference with the Fir Tree is you have the option to make like a snow-covered Fir Tree or just a regular Fir Tree set. So, and this is kind of a side-by-side. So we have like a regular Fir Tree stair, and then we have like the snow-covered section. We have some of the interior with the, has the snow on the bottom, and then you see the wood on the top. This is more for your interior stuff, and this is more for your exterior, kind of like just what we saw over here. A lot of different doorways, a lot of different windows, a lot of different stuff inside, but that's more of the decor stuff that we'll talk about when we get in there. But a lot of different types of windows, and you'll have the option to make them. Like if you notice this one doesn't have any snow on it, you'll have the option to make snow-covered fir or just regular fir. This is something I really like because there's a few maps where the redwoods bleeds into the snow areas. So this kind of makes it so you can make it kind of in the redwoods or not in the redwoods and vice versa. So I always like those different options. We have all the different walls, all the different doors and windows and hatch frames and hatches and all that good stuff. So again, same basic set of structures, just skinned off differently, but looks pretty clean and pretty good. The giant gate we have in the back and the small gate that we have, and then what else do we have in here? So inside here is a lot of the wall decor and then the lighting stuff that we have. This is a sign, that Gone Hunting sign is pretty cool. So we have a lot of these lamps that you can actually light the fire inside of. So we have wall lamps, and then we have like table lamps. So basically here's your table lamps right here, and you have like different skulls of things to include a human skull that you can light to create light sources for you. But then we have a lot of wall mounts, like we have the Rex skull here, we have the Wyvern skull here, what is this, a Carno, and then obviously the Trike. We have a bunch of paintings, which look really good, actually. And then they also work as storage boxes. So they have 50 slots on them, so you can definitely store stuff into them, and they look awesome on top of it. I think they're very kind of simplistic designs, but they look really good. The Rex, it looks clean, but then it also does look like a like a really good painting. These turned out good. The Dolphin, the Bronto, the Raptor. But it's really nice that you can decorate your house with something like this, but then you still get a 50 slot storage bin out of it too. So there's a plus to having your stuff look pretty with this mod. All right, so that is essentially the big building pieces that we're going to go over. So everything over here is kind of interior. So most of these sets kind of have the same thing. They're just skinned differently, but we'll kind of slowly, we'll just kind of breeze through and kind of just show you what's what. So basically up here is the bone decor set. So you have a double bed, but then you also have like a single bed down here. Let me hop up a little bit just to make this a little bit easier. So you have a double bed and you have a single bed, and then you have things like a low table and the sideboard here, and your little side table, a little chair, comfy chair. I think this is a bench. Yeah, it's a bone bench. These rugs are different. This is a bear hide rug. There's gonna be a couple different rugs you'll see that we go across here as we go across here. We have a big dining table, and roped around here we have a couch. We have big shelving. These are 200 slot storage bins, which is really awesome. The bone wood shelving, these are both 200. I believe this one's 200 as well. Yeah, the double wardrobe is also 200, and the single bed here. And this is really all out of that bone section. I think there's a little stool over here. Is that what this is? No, it's a little side table. But this is just the bone section alone, just for decoration stuff. So there's definitely a lot to decorate in here. This is more of your, I think this is River Rock. Yeah, this is your River Rock sofa and your sideboard, the same storage thing, the low table, the double bed, the large table, the chairs, the single thing, the single chair, the table. These are all, it's kind of generally the same sort of structures, just textured differently to fit that specific building structure. We have the cowhide rug over here. We have the wolf hide rug over here. And then what's this last one? It's a deer hide. You can go ahead and place those down pretty much. pretty much anywhere. I like them because they sit. You know how sometimes when you use what were they? The rugs that you got from Aberration. The pelt rugs. What were they? Was that what they were called? Pelt rugs? But you notice how sometimes when you put them on the ground, they would kind of hover over what you were building. These guys don't. These rugs sit very flat and even onto these foundations. I really like that. I know it's a little thing to notice, but it's something that always bothered me with the rugs off of Aberration. It's really cool to see that. And they look really good. They look super good. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? So what do we got? This is the cliff stuff over here. So we have, you know, like the dresser and the table and the couch and the storage, like the shelving and the what is that? A sideboard? Is that what they call it? I think it's kind of like a dresser, kind of. You have your armchair, your regular chair, your table, your double bed, your single bed, a bunch of benches, tables. This is a cooker, actually. So this actually works like a, come on, you can do this. It works like a stove. It's a stove. That's your campfire, basically. And these these water things, you can actually turn these on and off. So they're excellent sinks. You can put empty containers in here to fill them up, but then you also get this cool animation. There's a couple of bathroom things that you get inside of here. There's like a whole little plumbing section on there, and we'll talk about more about the crafting stations once we wrap everything up. But we have a fridge here as well. The fridge, you can store all your perishables inside of here like a normal fridge. And these are the river rock things, but that's just basically your cliff section. This is some more of your river rock stuff. So we have a river rock fridge. We have the river rock wardrobe, the single bed. All the cabinets. Is this one the cooker? Yeah, this is one the cooker. It's a dead giveaway. Should have been the 4 burners on top of it. You have a little island. And again, a lot of these are storage things. So if you notice, they're 200 slots unless they're small, and then they're 50. So you're still getting a pretty ample amount of storage out of this too. You still get the sink over here. This one's cool. This is one of my favorites. As silly as it sounds, is this bathtub. You can actually have a bathtub. You can still put stuff in there and fill it up. But you can have your own little bathroom set up in there. It's pretty neat, right? Right. So here's some of your redwood interior stuff. So we have the chair in here, some of the side tables and the dining table, double bed. Now I didn't put every interior thing in here, but I definitely wanted to place a lot of it out so that you guys could see just roughly what you're dealing with when you're using something like this. You have awesome interior decorating. And then awesome structures to build. So you definitely have very themey houses that you can build from top to bottom, which I like. You know, it's not something where they just give you the exterior and you got to figure the interior out. Or the other way around, you know, you get all the cool interior stuff and you got to figure the exterior out. Nah, you get both in this mod and they match up amazingly well. But this is just a small section. So each of these styles also have wall cabinets that you can make to hang above stuff too. So it's not just the floor storage you're going to have. You're going to be able to have storage that mounts on the walls as well. So coming over here to the crafting station, these guys will just be kind of listed out in normal, which in this kind of normal order in the decor stuff. So all your cave paintings will be separate. All your engravings will be separate. All your furniture will actually be listed by style of which one it's for. All your rugs should be separate. This is the kitchen bathroom furniture. So all the stuff with like all the stuff with the sinks and the bathtubs and the refrigerators, that's all going to be in here. You have separate ones for all your lighting. Again, you have wall-mounted lighting, which is considerably big, and then your table lighting is actually pretty small. But that's really it outside of this bench. But I would like to take a second and go, these tables look awesome, right? I like all the little miniature designs on here. Looks great. I think this is like a cool little centerpiece like in the middle of your house just because it has these cool stuff on it. Over here in the crafting station, again, has all the cool little features all on top. And everything is pretty much organized by what type of structure it is. So your bone structure stuff is in here. All of your doors are in one section, so you have options to all your doors to include your hatch frames, and then all of your window trim is in one section as well. So you don't have to dig through each independent one. Nah, you just go to one window section or one door section, everything you need in there. The garage structures is something I wanted to touch on, mainly because we didn't place a lot of them out. We just kind of showed you that one. But these skin over everything, hatch frames, sloped walls, doorways, round windows, square windows, regular door frames, inclined, like the triangle sloped walls, just about everything. And these two pieces, this grass floor has one that's just a grass floor, and the other one has a grass floor with actual flowers coming out of it. You can just sit these things on the ground. You don't even have to sit them on a foundation or anything or a ceiling. You could just lay them on the flat ground to kind of decorate around the base if that's what you wanted to do as well. But anyway, everything is here, and it's pretty much craftable on any map, because this is all basic resources to craft everything. This stuff, I think even the scorched earth stuff is just stone to make. So it's not something where you need specific engrams or specific resources. You could use this mod right here on the island and not have to have any of those other DLCs to be able to use all those other resources. But all in all, this is a pretty substantial mod. You get a lot to build out of this, a lot to build. It's a very clean mod. It runs really smooth. Everything snaps together really well. Everything snaps together real well. The one thing I would say is that if you are using this mod, and it threw me for a loop at first, but it's actually a good thing, is when you're actually using some of these fir tree walls, when you place them, it looks like the wall is overhanging the foundation a little bit, so the clipping looks a little bit weird. But when it snaps in place, it's actually meant to do this on the corners, like actually have a typical log cabin overlap pattern on it. So if you are using it in building and start to see that, that's why once you start doing the walls on the opposite side, it'll clean up and look just fine, exactly the way it's supposed to. No real complaints on this. No real complaints. I thought maybe originally when I was looking through this that it would have been cool to see more glass as far as the doors and windows go, but this is really themed more towards the prehistoric stuff, man. I don't remember caveman making any glass windows. I mean, I don't remember making a running tub either, but that's beside the point. I like it. I think it's done really well, and I think it's gorgeous. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's a mod that stands out in and of itself. You all know me, I love to build, so I love to see cool building mods like this and play with them, and I cannot wait to start doing some build videos that might incorporate this stuff. But anyway, guys, that is it. That's it for the Prehistoric Structures mod. I hope you guys liked it, and we will have a link to the workshop in the description of the video so you guys can check that out at your leisure. And if you liked the video, hit that like button, hit that sub button, and hit that notification bell so you can see when the next videos are coming out. And feel free to follow me here. Follow me on Twitter, and also check out our Discord. We stream here on YouTube now, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights. Friday nights playing our 7 Days to Die series with some friends of ours. Saturday playing some Conan with those same friends of ours. And then Sundays we'll be right back on our solo Arc Play server. Anyway, guys, keep on the lookout for later on this week. We'll have a Conan playthrough, and then we'll have another Arc playthrough as well. Stay classy, guys. I'll see you next time. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Till next time.